Hello, everyone. Today we will focus on the Igbo presidency for 2023 regarding to the APC concluded APC primary election on the presidency. We have looked into what transpired during this primary and the role Igbo delegates played and the way they betrayed themselves, just the same way they betrayed themselves during the PDP presidential primary for 2023 federal election. In the first place, if you narrow down to the, uh, to what happened on why the APC insisted and denied the Igbos the opportunity of flagging the flag bearer of All Progressive Congress, which is APC, under the supervision of Buhari, and what transpired between the APC and the Rochas, who was the front runner of the Eastern region presidential aspirants. We all know that the day Rochas declared to run for #1 seat under the platform of APC, the EFCC led charges against him. And again, as if that is not enough, a day after he held a meeting in his house among all the Igbo aspirants or the Southeast presidential aspirant under the APC, and they came up with a consensus agreement that they will support one candidate. The following day, the EFCC showed up in his residence in Abuja. Not only that, we all understood that the morning EFCC showed up at Rocha's residence in Abuja was the morning he was preparing to go for screening of that aspirants. And we understood that EFCC have no warrant, have no arrest warrant or search warrants. There is no legitimacy of the EFCC action. And we understood that the primary of election of the APC was scheduled against 30th of that month. But due to the INEC, reschedule of the federal election, APC presidential primary was was also rescheduled. And the purpose of the arrest or blockage to Rocha's house that morning by EFCC was to prevent him of making the screening. But luckily for him, that didn't work. Luckily for him and unlucky for the APC, the primary did not go ahead as planned. So Rochas met up with the screening and also the bail condition, and also made it to the primary. But we understood the game, because sometimes we believe that Hausa people do not know what they are doing, because they they follow cows, and the only business they do is to do grazing of their cows, and they don't know what they are doing. They are not educated. But when it comes to power, the Hausa people are more calculative, more than Igbos, because they work in unity. And we have seen that unity during the PDP presidential primary election. And also, we have seen that game, political game, during the APC primary. You will recall that Rochas was a front runner for this presidential uh, campaign or presidential aspirant under the APC. And he is the only Igbo man at that moment that is capable of, winning this primary and winning general election. And that is why, unfortunately, many of our brothers and sisters that are from the same Igbo extraction are the people that are conniving with the other tribe to work against Igbos. So my point here is Igbo people are the one betraying themselves. When you come to Nigeria today, you must understand that Igbo people marginalize themselves more than Nigeria is marginalizing them. And we're not going to go into the structure of APC, but the impression we had right from origin, from the testimony of Femi Kayode, that Buhari have a natural hatred for Igbos. And that is what we are seeing today. Whether Chilumbu is the right person to win the presidential ticket for APC or not, we all know that it's the time for Igbo Southeast to produce, a candidate to contest, whether it's for the PDP, whether it's for the APC. And something else I observed is how all the delegates sold themselves, not Igbos. They did not sell Igbos, but they sold themselves out. They betrayed their people. I am proud of Rochas because he fought like a man. And the speech he made during this, primary election of APC is only somebody who understood the game of politics in Nigeria will understand Rocha's speech. And when he said that don't step down for him, but you can step down for the poor masses, the suffering of the poor masses. My point here is all the Igbo delegates, if you calculate all their votes, it runs up to 400 and something votes. But I commend the Ebonyi State for standing on their feet by voting their candidate, which is David Omahi. Everybody, and the problem in Nigeria is applying sentiment and the lack of professionalism implementation of the technocrat knowledge in administration. Because anybody, as a student of political ideologies, anybody who study political science or political ideology will understand the problem of Nigeria. That the problem of Nigeria is not far from solving it if there is a political will. Because I don't understand how a pastor can contest such number one seats and cannot get one single vote. A pastor. I don't understand how Tinubu, who is investing in elites, can get a vote more than a Rochas who is investing, on the poor masses. I can't understand how Igbos can reject their own son who have bridged the gap across the nation, raising up to 25 children across the nation free of charge from nursery to secondary school. I cannot understand how Igbos, Enugu, Anambra, Ebonyi, Akwa Ibom, and the Cross Rivers, how they can betray their own people. What is going to happen in Nigeria is going to be a disaster. My concern now is for Igbos living in the north and in Lagos, because the outcome of Tinubu administration and the treatment to Igbos during the Tinubu regime and the reason followed by Fashola is something that warrants secondary evaluation by Igbos. I'm calling on Igbos to wake up, to understand that this game is not a baby game. It's something that they have to rethink. It's something they have to rethink how the national politics is affecting them. It's the time for Igbos to remove the trading methodology in politics and apply political game methodology, which is what is needed in Nigerian politics, so that they can be able to unite within themselves and then make up their mind how this game is going to be played out. It's not too late for Igbos to speak with one voice. It's not too late for them to re-strategize themselves. It's not too late for Igbos to reorganize themselves instead of chasing shadow. The reason why I fully supported Rochas and still supporting him irrespective of the outcome of this primary is because this is a man that saw what Igbos could not see in advance. We all taking it as a laughable issue, but any humiliation to Igbos is a humiliation to Igbos in general. I could understand Mobon Nayono and the former Senate president, their statement on how they withdraw, and also why Emeka Wanjoba did not even show up to the primary. If Igbos have supported their own product instead of selling out their people, I believe whether we win or we didn't win, then we would have stand by our feet and show the other rest of the nation that we are whom we claim we are. But because Igbos believe in bribery and corruption and betrayal and divide and rule, that is why we have this problem today. Because Reuters saw this in advance. Igbos did not see it coming. But why are they complaining? There are many capable Igbos to handle this number one seat. If the Buhari think he cannot give this or support Rochas, there are some other Igbo presidential aspirants. Why marginalizing them? Why are Igbo marginalizing themselves and also hoping that somebody will give them power instead of working towards it? Again, as a student of political ideology, any person who study politics, whether a political science or political ideology, will understand what is called fascism and the problem in fascism regard to the right of Nazism. And anybody who study political science will also understand the need, what is the conservatism in political ideology, or the main idea and the problem of conservatism. Also, including issue of liberalism and multiculturalism, which is the main problem of Nigeria, and the problem with liberalism and problem with multiculturalism. In this aspect, anybody who understands the occurrences and the problem of anarchism will understand that the Nigerian problem is not too far from solving it. If you really understand what is anarchism and the global appeal in anarchism, you will understand that Nigeria problem also is not far from solving it. When you're talking about fascism and you talk about patriotism, or you talk about postmodernism in terms of politics, or you're talking about is kind of theocracy and of the fundamentalism, or we're talking about the technocrats and also managerialism, or nationalism, or publicalism stroke the citizens. This is the main problem of Nigeria. So if we can recall how this problem started, the amalgamation of APC, what makes APC to become come to stay as a national party today, how the APC was formed, how Igbo rejected the APC, how Rochas fought for APC, and how the foundation of APC came to stay, and how they've been fighting Rochas from Tilimbu, from Oshomole, from bringing the current governor of Imo State in 2 months before the primary election of the APC governorship in Imo State. We all will understand that there is still hope for Igbos and time to come together. What is happening today, being the what is today is 11th of June 2022. Igbos have waken up because they want to get their PVC. They want to register for the register to get their PVC. Even though they are the people that say that they do not want any election in Imo land, but they have waken up. But what is happening today? If you are not speaking Yoruba, they cannot register you. You cannot get a registered voter's card. This is what I call systematic marginalization. But we don't have anybody in Igbo land that's speaking on behalf of Igbos. I'm calling on Igbos to go back to drawing board irrespective of where you belong and agree on which way out. Because what is going to happen in Nigeria after 2023 is going to be worse than what we have experienced. Amechi have built a railway to Niger. There is also a deep sea port now in Lagos. Lagos have a private status in Nigeria now to develop whatever they want to develop. Buhari have given that privilege and also given the leadership of APC now to Tilimbu. What are the fate of Igbos? Who is leading Igbos now in APC? Can we go into this 2023 election without Rochas? Can anybody maintain APC structure in the Southeast without the collaboration of Rochas? Those are the questions that we need to answer to ourselves. While we are waiting Rochas to make the next statement on way forward, we urge everybody to be calm and be vigilant of what is about to happen. Again, my name is Ekens Azubike, the founder of Ekens Foundation International, a think tank, civil and political rights, helping political detainees and refugees and asylum seekers. Thank you very much, and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram and Twitter. Thank you, and we will be back to you.